Hi guys, my name is Atikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about this food issue when it comes to the courtroom of Judge Rat because I remember I did a live today and I was like, that one for me, it was quite spiritual and something is going on there in the spiritual realm when it comes to this entire situation. I'm not sure what it is, but it will reveal itself. Now, if you've noticed that, as I said in another video, that on Monday, the last question that was asked was surrounding about if Ndanzi was given food. I did a video about that. Please do watch and catch out on that video so that you can understand this one that we are busy with. But before we do anything else, guys, please make sure you know the rules around here. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and most definitely don't forget to do one thing for me, please. Don't forget to do one thing for me. Join the channel. If it will only be 20 Rand per month, join the channel. That is how you are going to support the channel. And also, kindly please make sure when you also join the channel, share with other people that there is a join button there, then you can join the channel. If not, kindly please help with the super thanks. It helps the channel to grow. It will help to buy the equipment and everything so that I can keep the channel going and growing. Okay. Now let's talk about this situation. For me, the situation about food, water, and so forth, it coming back day, even on day 3, which is Wednesday, it was there. It was there. They spoke about it again today on Wednesday. And I'm just sitting here like, something about it is saying, listen and listen careful, go back to the record and start getting things into your head. What is going on here? What is this? Because Bongani testified on Monday. His cross-examination or his evidence in chief with his lawyer ended with a food question. And then this happens because the events surrounding that question came about because Bongani was picked up in the cell. I don't know where, Pretoria North or what. He was driven around, moved between post to pillar. I don't know what were they doing around Gauteng with him there on the Ekhuleni side of places. And then he did not get breakfast, to my understanding, at least because it was early when he left. And there was no lunch and there was no supper because he came back late, if I understood correctly. And the court ended on that note of that food question. Courts end on the issue of food. It matters. Stay with me because when food becomes a courtroom topic, we are no longer talking about comfort. We are talking about rights. So I suppose this is constitutional, don't section 35, Constitution section 35. And also it also touches on what? On section, they said 10 or 12, I think. Yes. And then now, one thing that really shocked me was that on Tuesday now, again, we had to deal with the food issue. This is where my video comes in again. Because on Tuesday, when we are dealing with the food, it's after lunch. And then after lunch, it's past 2. It's around 10 past 2, if I'm not mistaken. Now Balo is standing up and is reporting that the accused did not have lunch. My first question was, my initial response was, at 10 past 2, why didn't you make a plan during the entire lunch hour? What was happening at that time? Why didn't you make sure that they ate and you are only coming here and putting things on record now? Why didn't you talk about, in fact, for me, he was supposed to come back um, talking about, no, then we had to improvise. Where was improvising? Luto, because the accused ended up not eating for lunchtime. Anyway, they did not have a problem with starting with continuing with the case, even though they did not eat. And then while that was being said, discussed, the Ujadrata comes in and he's trying to understand, he's asking questions, clarifying things, and pressing forward to officials who's working in the kitchen, why didn't they eat, etc. They try to explain something that did not make sense. And then he's asking, who told you this? And But something that happened there, he was asking all these so-called caring questions, and you would think that, yeah, ne, judge is also really worried about these people. You would be like, oh, the judge is really worried about. But nah, from that second, ne, I did not buy that entire situation. I did not buy it because I was like, why is it Baloy that is reporting this, but not the defense lawyers? If the guys were complaining, let's say the guys were complaining, if they were complaining, why didn't the complaint be sent to Baloy? Why didn't it go to their lawyers, not Baloy? What's going on here? Here's the problem, though. Ubaloyi puts it on record, and he also says that's precisely why we are putting it on record. After the judge says, no, 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 it's their right, and his concern looked like it was a constitutional concern, Judge Rata, and also Ubaloyi, and it looked like it was ethical. Mm-hmm. But if this was ethical and if this was a constitutional concern, why didn't they make a plan? Because they should have made a plan right there on if for Ubaloyi, when did you hear about it? I think that's the question that should have been asked. When exactly did you know about it? He would say us then, tell us then, no, it was exactly the time the guys were supposed to eat. Then why didn't you make a plan right there on the spot for them to eat? And the judge would have made a provision for that. Then they would be coming back saying, okay, we did this. The guys had we used 200 rand. We bought them streetwise pub each, all five of them, which I think is 50 rand, 50 rand, 50 rand, 50 rand. So that would be 250. And something to drink. Let's say they would spend about 400 rand if they buy them a 2 liter drink. Do you understand? So I did not understand that drama that had that. For me, it was like, what are you guys up to? But then it hit me that Uram Sipile was talking about food yesterday, and then Uram Sipile on Tuesday also continued with the food. And the other issue was that there was a disagreement that happened there. Uram Sipile was with the judge. So if a judge is going to act as if he cares about the constitution, why didn't he care about the constitution when Uram Sipile asked for a break for an early adjournment for the lunch 7 minutes before one? He did not care. He did not give him. So he can't come now and act as if he all cares about people. No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Because he refused, because he was angry at Ramsipile for telling him it came from the roof, not from me. He was angry for that. Now he comes back, talks about section 10 or 12, hygiene, nutrition, what else? And on top of that, he cares. Why didn't he care about Ramsipili? Okay, nonetheless, while we were still listening to that, and I'm like, what about Ramsipile? You did not care. Now you want an adjournment, and the accuser saying no adjournment, and it's on record. So why? What is this? What's going on, guys? I'm sorry. We will always be suspicious of that courtroom and its actions. We will always be suspicious of that courtroom and its actions. There's nothing that we can do about that. They are the ones that made us to be that way, anyway. And also now, the other issue that I had a problem with was that while we were busy acting concerned, we is the judge and Baloyi, acting concerned about the constitutional rights of the accused, he goes straight and speaks about Muzi, the situation of coming from to going to Kwano Emahlabatini to Johannesburg, 16 hours. He even mentions it. Yeah, here someone went to KZN from Kempton Park, Johannesburg to KZN for 16 hours. They never gave him food, drink water, don't. I'm like, didn't you show concern about the same accused now because they did not eat? Now you are coming back to bite Umuzi for something that he's like, yo, you've heard the evidence in this court. Normalo. You remember that evidence? You remember that evidence here in this court? I was like, hey, Kante, what's going on with this man? What on earth is going on here? Because not so long ago, you were worried, sick about their rights and everything. Jiggy, jiggy, now you are no longer doing that. You are like, I don't know what is the, you are playing around Uguti, the same situation of water, food, and whatever is on the constitution. Now you are playing with it. Kanjan, make it make sense. And then tell me if Judge Rata was genuine when he spoke about the constitution. That is why I will forever be suspicious of that courtroom. I'm sorry. I don't take it serious when it comes to such matters because they give us reasons to suspect them, to be suspicious of them all the damn time. And that's when it hit me that no, man, no, 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 no. This was Judge Rata masking it off. That was a mask. He was masking as if he cares. He did not care because not long. It was not even 5 minutes in that space, Jay. That he became sarcastic. He became sarcastic. There was a line that came. The judge said that sarcastically, and then you buy food, then you give water, but you all is all as if you as if food is in custody. Okay, as if food in custody is a favor, as if nutrition is optional, as if dignity is negotiable. I was like, this man. Those are the things that he was alluding to, by the way. And then he spoke about the 16-hour drive journey from Johannesburg to KwaZulu-Natal and back and forth, no food, no water, and yeah. And they started laughing. And then he started asking about what time do they eat supper? 4, 5, they've never been. And then this one, doctor, and she's like, I've never been in prison. I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed. I do not want to lie because that's not even the concern. Uguti, when do they eat supper? And all I could tell at that moment was that the power was speaking down. And when you hear it back, slowly you realize this was never about food. Yeah, the constitution was mentioned, and yes, section 10, section 12, maybe, but if you listen to Judge Rata carefully, listen to him carefully, he paid no respect to that constitutional reference. He did not. And he did not show, or he did not, there was no outrage, no instance, no accountability for what happened. It was him just throwing words around for everyone to move on. And that was very dangerous. I don't know if you noticed that, because when the rights are joked about, when deprivation is softened with humor, when dignity is treated like inconvenience, justice justice doesn't collapse loudly; it collapses quietly. I don't think he understood the magnitude of what he did when he made those commentaries. That commentary was way out of line. That commentary, it was way out of line because how dare he play something like that? Those people have been there since, let's say, 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then they stayed from, let's say, 9, 10, 11. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 5 hours without food, which is unfair. And also, we don't know if they had breakfast. Sometimes other people don't eat so early. So that is why I'm saying the actual situation, it was never about food. Food was just the symptom of it all. The issue was about control. Who speaks, who waits, who is allowed to be uncomfortable, who is reminded sadly that they are powerless. And when that comes from the bench, it matters because this isn't just any judge. This is Judge Rata Mokgwatleng from the High Court with 56 years experience. Mm-hmm. And the tone from the bench sets the temperature of justice. Was he doing that? Was he doing that? And yes, we ended up yesterday adjourning. Yes, food was discussed, but don't let don't let procedure distract you from posture, because posture reveals belief, because and belief reveals power. That's why I'm giving you, the judge, ukuthi ngibuka S wena because yini manje le? I see you, Judge Rata. Not because of the food, but because of the comments that he was making. They were they were not nice. They were tasteless. But because of what that moment exposed, if you caught it too, you already know. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and please tell me, guys, publicly. Let's discuss this. What did you understand about what was happening when Uchad Rata was doing that? I felt like it was mockery. I felt like it was humiliation all over again. I felt like it was like, I got you, got you. Yeah, I felt like it was like I'm in charge here, kind of vibes. When what did you think was happening there? Let's talk comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I'll see you on our next video. Bye bye.